for today's soup, we are going to be making un caldo de albondigas, which basically translates to a meatball soup. We have 4 Roma tomatoes, which we are going to boil in hot water. I've gone ahead and taken out the stem part of the tomato. In Spanish, we like to call it el culito, the booty. And we'll boil these 4 BBLS patties for 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, keep the water that was used to boil the tomatoes. Let the water and tomatoes cool, because we don't want your blender cracking on us, girl. It hasn't happened yet to me, but here I got paranoid. What was I even thinking here? I couldn't tell you, because I don't even know what I was doing. While we wait for the tomatoes to cool, a little less than 3/4 cups, and we're gonna boil it for 7 minutes. 7 is the lucky number today. Period. Yeah. Drain is the rice. Honestly, depending on how many people you're feeding, 3/4 cups of rice was too much for me. And once the tomatoes have cooled, we'll add that same water we boiled the tomatoes in. Blend it with 2 garlic cloves, 1/4 of an onion, and we'll be adding some chipotle. We'll add 2, just to give it, you know, that smoky flavor. And then let's give it some salt. Let's start giving it some salt, and we'll blend it. So we are going to be using lean ground beef. We are going to be seasoning with sea salt, some diced onions. They could have been smaller, but oh well. A pinch of oregano. Some minced garlic. And we're gonna try a little bit of cumin. Cumin is a win. I 10 out of 10 recommend. I actually fucked up. Okay, so we're gonna add the rice that we boiled earlier. We forgot this step. Now that we've tossed our meat, we'll roll these ground beefs into little balls. We didn't cook the rice all the way because, you know, it's gonna cook some more in the soup mix. I still have yet to buy a scale. So to explain, we want the balls to be not too big, not too small, you know, medium-sized balls. And I've rendered about 9 meatballs. Once rolled, we're ready to start the cooking process. Off camera, I diced potatoes, carrots, and celery, but I'll explain in a bit what you can do. Okay, and I got 8 little balls from that little packet of ground beef. Our tomato sauce has been blended and it's ready to start cooking. I did not add any oil, you know, my pot's at medium, and I just dumped that sauce in. We're keeping it at medium high. I'm adding 6 cups of water. So this is another tomato-based soup. The only difference between this soup and last episode's soup is we're boiling the tomatoes, and instead of a serrano pepper, we are adding a chipotle pepper. Can't really tell you the difference between a raw tomato and a boiled tomato. I wanted to experiment and see if there is a difference in flavor, you know, compared to just, you know, cutting up a tomato and blending it. and then letting it boil. I want to see if there's a difference in flavor. Now I'm adding 3 more cups of water because I learned my lesson from last time. Now we can add the chicken bouillon.
In total, I used 9 cups of
Those are some big
water, agua.
Oh, verga. So we'll give it 5 minutes and then we'll throw in the meatballs. We'll cover it.
I 10 out of 10 recommend using like a spoon, a spatula, you know, something to like drop the meatballs in instead of using your hands to dunk it in. You know, it makes a difference.
And we'll let this simmer for another 10 minutes and then we'll add our veggies. Girl, we're 10 minutes in. The house is smelling like a chef lives here. Let's start throwing in our veggies. Let's start with the tomatoes.
He said tomatoes. Potatoes, my guy.
I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But I went ahead and added potatoes, celery, and carrots. You can add any veggies of your preference. And then we'll start tasting this soup, see if it needs more flavor. We'll see what it needs. Growing up, my mom would add some exotic Mexican veggies that I did not like. I'm just a boy. The soup has been boiling for about 30 minutes. The potatoes and the carrots aren't yet tender. They're getting there. But I went ahead and tasted it. And it needs some chicken bouillon.
I know. I be saying I eyeball my seasonings. Now I be saying cooking requires love. But sometimes there are cases of
That's it right there.
seasoning. This is why I love soups, making soup so much, because if I over season, you know, all I gotta do is add
Continue
water.
to let the veggies cook a little longer so they're softer, especially the potatoes. And you know me, I eyeballed how much chicken bouillon I added. The boiling will continue. In about 15 minutes, we'll check it again to see if it needs any further seasonings. But I happen to be out of chicken bouillon. And if it happens to need more salt or anything, then I'll be adding salt and not chicken bouillon because I'm out of this. But yeah, after about like 50 minutes, you know, the soup is ready. The soup is done. It's delicious. You know, the potatoes are nice and tender. You know, so are the celery and the carrots, and everything is just so delicious. I did add a little pinch of sea salt, you know, because I'm extra like that. And now we're ready to plate. I've gone ahead and turned off my burner. You know, we're gonna let the flavors just sit for a minute and then we can plate.
And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Una sopa de albondigas. And bro, oh my goodness. Look at it. Bro, that's meatballs. I wanna tell you how much fucking flavor this shit got. Oh my gosh. You're gonna want bowl after bowl after bowl. Honestly, this is dank. Look at it. Just look. Oh my goodness. Everything has just come together so nicely. Period. This shit is dank. This is delicious. You know, bon appetit. Voila. Eat this shit up. Gobble this shit up, dude. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It got celery, potatoes, carrots, meatballs, seasoned with cumin, oregano, salt, sea salt, chipotle, bunch of good shit. Period. If you like this recipe de albondigas, this meatball soup, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, goodbye.